Yo, what's going on, weirdos? Another backyard patio conversation. I can't remember what you guys call them anymore. Anyway, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? It's a great day outside. Hopefully, wherever you are, it's wonderful as well. Bitcoin, it's like 105,000 and some change right now. At the time I'm recording this, I'll be dropping this video about a half hour before the daily close. So you have about a half hour to kind of look at where Bitcoin is and everything, but I'm not expecting really any significant price action until probably Monday or Tuesday next week. I think we're going to kind of have a choppy weekend. Could see a little more downside. Maybe we'll retest 102, 103, something like that. But I think next week we're going to start working our way upwards. I told you guys that somewhere around the 10th, give or take 3 days or so, we're going to start moving up, and we did. We moved up massively on the 9th. We've corrected now. I think this is kind of a shakeout, to be honest with you. I think it's a little bit of a shakeout, fake out before the breakout, right? Um, yeah, I really do think that things are about to get exciting. Like I said before, guys, you have about 150 days, which is about 5 months roughly. And you have even less time than that to actually accumulate, right? You probably have 4, 6, maybe 8 weeks pushing it. And then once we start getting up to that 8 weeks from now kind of level, I think, for my personal opinion, prices are starting to get a little bit too high to be DCAing anymore at that point. So then we kind of switch mode from accumulation to kind of sitting on our hands and waiting for, I mean, our exit price points, right? A lot of people out there are kind of scatterbrained right now. They're waiting for the top, so to speak. But the thing is, you can't try to time the top, guys. You can't. Nobody knows when the top is. Nobody's going to time it perfectly. Um, you got to have exit price points, realistic exit price points. See, that's the other part of the battle, right? Is that it's hard to keep a realistic exit price point because there's so many content creators out there giving you moon boy predictions and targets that, I mean, we saw it in 2021. We saw some of the biggest channels out there giving out these insane price targets, and a lot of people got wrecked because of it, right? And just like last time, you have a whole bunch of people who've entered the space in this cycle. And whenever they hear someone like myself or someone else tell them that these ridiculous exit price points are just not attainable through this bull run, this cycle, they get angry and they lash out and they say, you don't know what you're talking about. Um, and that's normal. That's normal, guys. If that's you that I just described, if your way of thinking is that you're going to get angry and lash out at anybody who says that your exit price point is unrealistic or whatever, just know that you're probably going to get wrecked in this cycle. You're probably going to be a bag holder, and I hope that you take that lesson and you carry it forward into the next cycle and you succeed, right? Because sometimes what we do is we help people, because I've been around for multiple cycles, guys, multiple cycles, right? So what we do is we try to help people. Our mission on the Patreon is to help people learn from the mistakes that we made in the past years ago so that they don't have to repeat those mistakes. They can avoid them, save themselves a lot of heartache, a lot of anxiety, a lot of time, and a lot of money, right? Why would you want to go through it and make the same mistakes that I did and that the rest of us did, instead of just, being guided and mentored through this space from someone who's already made every mistake there is to make and can tell you exactly what's happening. Someone who knows exactly what you're going through emotionally and mentally, because I've been through multiple cycles, right? If you're feeling anxious and you're worried or whatever it is that you're feeling, I felt it because I was new to crypto at 1.2, just like everybody. No one started a veteran, right? And that's why the mentorship programs that we have work so well, is because we can still relate to people who are new, people who are worried, people who have smaller portfolios, right? And need guidance and help. So, but then there's this other class of people that no matter what, and it's true not just in crypto, but in life. we all know somebody like this, right, guys? You know somebody. You're sitting there right now with their face in your brain, in your mind right now, because I'm telling you, there's always that person that no matter how simple the help is to help them, get through something, whatever it is, they just have to fail on their own before they'll learn. And some of them won't won't even learn after that, right? We all know that guy. Don't be that guy, right? Right? One thing that I can tell you, there's a lot of tips that I could give you in crypto about how to conduct yourself and stuff like that for sure. Being around as long as I have. And one of the things I can tell you is there is absolutely, positively no room for pride or ego in this space. None. None whatsoever. Right? If you are too proud to be able to readjust your thinking or to pivot your position based whether we're talking about exit price points or price predictions or whether a coin is good or bad, a project is good or bad, if you're unable to pivot from your position and reassess based on new information, whether it's somebody else pointing something out to you or telling you something and you get emotional and angry, you are going to fail in this space. I felt like something hit me there. Anyway, you're going to fail in this space if you are guided by your pride and your ego, which is a sin, by the way. So you're going to have to learn to control that. And the scary thing is that most people who are operating on emotion and on ego, they don't even know that they're operating on emotion and ego. They think that they're thinking completely clear-minded, right? They do, right? They'll get angry, upset with you, or whatever the case might be, and in the exact same response, will say, "Hey, man, I'm not being emotional. I'm just I'm just telling it like it is." That's the most famous phrase from people who are operating from a position of emotion in crypto. I'm just telling it like it is. As 100% you are telling it from emotion when you say that. And I'm just telling it like it is. See what I did there? But yes. So you can't let your pride or your ego guide you in this space, guys. There's a lot of things. It really does take a unique individual, a strong individual that's able to pivot, that's not controlled by their ego or their pride, and that can put their emotions aside and just look at things rationally. Too many people marry projects. Too many people grow attached to projects. And I get it, man. I held XRP for 7 years. All through the lawsuit I accumulated. I finally took some profits back in December when it pumped up to like $3.30 or something. And despite being in crypto as long as I have, and how I very, very rarely act on emotion. I have emotions just like everybody else. I have frustrations and fears and all that kind of stuff, but I don't conduct myself in a way. I don't act on those emotions. That's the difference, right? But when I sold my XRP, for a couple of weeks, I struggled emotionally after that, with seller's remorse and stuff like that, because I had trained myself mentally and emotionally for 7 years to accumulate. No matter what, don't sell, accumulate. And then I had to, turn on a dime to sell. Because I bought it back in 2017. I bought XRP when it was below a penny, right? So you can naturally guess that I would feel some kind of way about parting with it after holding it for so long. Geez, 7 years. I had my XRP longer than most marriages last these days, right? So I get it. It's coming from a place of understanding, guys, right? That's why I say, like, I get emotional too. I get these things. Everybody does. Anyone who's in crypto and tells you that they don't feel emotions in crypto, they're lying to you. It's all about how you conduct yourself. That's what matters, right? And I look at professional investors who've become far, far more successful than me, multi millionaires 10 times over, and billionaires. I look at them and I look at how they conduct themselves, right? Do they go on social media, on X or YouTube, and make derogatory comments and pull temper tantrums and, argue with people and stuff? Do they do that kind of stuff? Do they walk around calling stocks S stocks and, things like that? Of course they don't, right? Of course they don't. That's why they say that the accredited investor program in the stock market is there, because people are not, the average retail investor is not mature enough. And I didn't believe that until I started, getting into crypto, and now I understand. Definitely the average retail investor is not even close to mature enough to be able to invest in pre-IPO companies. Not even close. People can barely handle, buying into these crypto assets without either freaking out or, just engaging in immature girls' high school locker room conversation online, bickering and arguing and being divisive and, all that kind of stuff. So you got to steer clear of that kind of stuff, right? But that's what we're here to do, guys. We're here to mentor people and guide them in the right direction, right? That's it. We're just there to help people and change lives and make money. We've helped 34 people hit 7-figure portfolios over on the Patreon this year, guys, and we're keeping that streak alive. By the peak of this cycle, that number is going to be so high. It's insane. I cannot wait, guys, right? And so many others have hit high 6 figures and stuff. Also, we have a lot of important conversations about our top picks on a weekly basis over there as well. So if you want to check out our weekly picks, guys, we have some monster picks. We've nailed things like XCN, Zbic, Miria, Nadix, and so many others. What did we get early too? In the early days, we got Caspa, SEI Network, Pith, Ondo, all these projects we got into. They were top picks for us. And I have another top pick video coming out tomorrow. So you're going to want to be there for that, guys. Check out our top picks and join the conversation. We don't just give top picks out. We have conversations taking place with thousands of us over in the group chats on the Patreon as well, where everyone's talking about the breakdowns, the partnerships. We're sharing information about them, where you can buy them, how you can buy them. You can get all the help that you need, guys. So join the conversation. Check out our microcap gems and our top picks on a weekly basis over there. We're also live on the Patreon every day. Get the mentorship you need. We have mentorship programs. We have mentorship coaching calls over there. So you can get in on that stuff as well, guys. You just got to go over and book yourself in. They're absolutely free as long as you're a Patreon member. So check that out. The link is down below, guys, for that. And also a quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallet. They got a 2-for-1 deal on the biometric wallets right now. You can stake on there and gain your APY. You can swap on there, take profits on there, and hold your crypto safe and secure in your own self-custody. Use our link down below. Get a phenomenal deal, guys. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.